I guess we could start. No, we'll just start talking. We don't even need an intro because we don't even know what we're talking about.
Halloween-esque things.
And you know why we're talking about Halloween?
Because it's October. It's spoopy season.
Yeah. It's everyone's excuse to dress like a slut.
Or scare little kids and not get in trouble for it.
Well, yeah, and it's not just the guys doing it. It's not just the girls doing it. It's everybody. Speaking of dressing like a slut, did you guys hear what the latest slutty outfit is for the season?
I just read this the other day.
And I thought
it's sexy Mr. Rogers.
That's right, sexy Mr. Rogers.
So
Or
wrong.
slutty Mr. Rogers.
So wrong.
You know, I thought it was a sham till I went to Party City the other day, and like the first thing when I walked in was just a rack of slutty Mr. Rogers.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, oh no. Yeah, it comes with the shoes, I think. And it has a sweater cardigan that's like, crop top. And
Probably super low cut neck.
Yes. And instead of the khakis, it's like a khaki skirt, short skirt.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
Why did we have to go and ruin Mr. Rogers?
Hey, that's not ruining Mr. Rogers. He invited everyone to that neighborhood, and so will she.
Oh. Well, I found out from NPR, and they have a really good point. Like, who's the sick guy that's going to go to his girlfriend or partner and be like, hey, can you put this on? I've always had a weird thing for Mr. Rogers.
Oh, jeez.
Gosh,
I thought the bad one was last year's.
What was last year's again?
The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah, that one was
What?
also
The
real.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, they
Sexy
did
Handmaid's Tale.
Bullcrap. Was that last year's?
Yeah.
I'm almost certain like a week before Halloween they pulled it.
A lot of places did pull that one because that one was bad.
Oh.
The Mr. Rogers one is just wrong. It's
Yeah.
not actually like in bad taste.
No, it's pretty bad taste.
I don't. Handmaid's Tale one was. Whoever let that through.
I'm going to look it up.
Just the premise behind Handmaid's Tale. Why would you even think that was a good idea?
Yeah, the whole thing was just off. I don't. It also is one of those things though where there are costumes each year that people complain about that I feel like they're just complaining to complain.
No, I just re-looked at that.
The Handmaid's Tale, yeah.
That was wrong.
That was bad.
That was
It was bad.
Well, but at the same time, why is should I keep saying slutty or should we just say sexy?
Either way, I've heard both.
It depends on what you prefer.
I mean, I think it's sexy, but pretty slutty at the same time.
I mean, I've heard people use both, and
I mean,
like
mean Girls made it very clear that it's the time of year for you to dress slutty, and be okay with it.
Yeah,
I can't remember that. It's been a while since I've seen Mean Girls, though.
I mean, they also did it for Christmas, though. So
do they?
The
yeah,
talent
they did.
show.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about costume making, and I was like, "There's Christmas costumes too."
Mean
Well,
Girls.
I'm sure there is.
I was like, "Man, I missed that."
Let me just do a quick internet search.
Right.
Both
Don't do that.
costume stuff, sexy and slutty are pretty interchangeable for Halloween costumes because it's the same thing.
So back to my thing, like sexy. All right, sexy nun is like okay, I guess, or has it just become okay?
I think it's been around long enough. People at this point are just like, fine,
But the
whatever.
Handmaid is like.
I think that one just crossed the line because that book was so revolutionary towards like women's rights and women's like this could actually happen if you don't like pay attention.
So would the sexy lawyer from To Kill a Mockingbird would that be inappropriate?
I don't think so. Honestly, when it comes to Halloween, Handmaid's Tale is probably the only one I'm like, there's the line.
Yeah, I don't.
What about
Because-
a sexy? Oh no, you go ahead.
Well, even getting out of like the sexy stuff and how far outline it. I mean, some people complained when they made a Moana costume for the Rock's character. They're like, "Oh, that's cultural appropriation, putting the tattoos on there, yada yada, blah blah blah." I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with it. You're portraying a cartoon character, like freaking dude.
I mean, I was Maui for Halloween last year, and tell you, I pulled it off. In fact, I actually put a picture of me up there because of how great I pulled it off.
It's just,
I had the hair and everything, buddy.
Yeah, I was just going to say that actually is a pretty good fit.
And
you didn't see that picture?
No.
Oh, I gotta show that picture. I'll look it up.
Well, that and people over like the last few years have brought up the whole Indian thing too. Like, oh, don't be an Indian for Halloween. That's cultural appropriation. I'm like, whatever. Like, if you're gonna complain about a Halloween costume, you gotta stick up your butt. Like,
yeah, I mean, I can understand some things. Like I'm not gonna be Hitler.
Yes, there are certain things to draw the line.
Unless you're the Hitler from Little Nicky, because that's hilarious.
I mean, that's a little different. And I'm not going to be Bill Cosby. What?
Sure.
Don't give me those looks, guys. Like, this is like...
I kind of find that... now that one's like in the zeitgeist to where it could be funny, but then it's also in that line of like, is it yet or is it too soon?
It's also one of those things that, blackface. So, don't do that.
You just wear an ugly sweater and be, hey, buddy, how you doing?
Come over here and sit on my lap.
So I was Maui. I have the picture up now. My daughter was Baby Moana. Hannah was the ocean, and she made her own costume. She was just blue. And my mom was the grandma. There you go. It's perfect.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, no, it's like the most perfect setup ever.
I think this year I'm being Fat Thor.
Oh, I could totally see you being Fat Thor.
You gotta work on that beard.
Thor is what it's actually called.
It's Fat Thor, and everyone knows it.
Yeah. But, dude, Max has the coolest costume.
What's his costume?
He is being Miles Morales Spider-Man, but they don't, like, the suit that we bought is a freaking morph suit with built-in boots.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a legit Spider-Man costume.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the cool. I was jealous. I was so upset.
Did you go back or like, you got one in add 3XL or something?
I did look up a green Power Ranger one, and my wife immediately said no.
Oh, well, you know what?
Buddy in college who was gonna do the Green Ranger, but he wanted to get like the legit helmet for it, and that thing is so expensive.
I was like, you know how much that thing is?
I saw it on Amazon. It's like $3.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like amazing.
Yeah,
it looks cool. There's
no
a
idea.
full one on. I think is it Etsy? That's like
Probably.
the custom design.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the one on Etsy was like $800.
Because that was probably the full suit.
Like the full suit, and I even think you got the flute dagger.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that Jason David Frank posted that he still has his original Green Ranger Tommy outfit?
Yeah, it's framed.
And framed, yeah.
That's
even he signed it.
awesome.
Even too. Yeah, he still has it. He even has his original
White
Morpher
Ranger.
thing.
He's in the recent Power Rangers.
Yeah.
For like 1 second.
You gotta be proud of Jason David Frank. Like, not only did like, I guess he knew that he was like everyone's favorite. He's the only one from the original that's still making like millions from Power Rangers.
Because he was the two coolest Rangers, and three if you count his stint as the Red Ranger.
He is just the coolest Ranger.
Yeah, he's also the only one that embraced that fandom as well as he did. Like, no one else really, once they got done, they're like, okay, I'm out. But he was like, no, I am going to embrace this to its fullest extent.
I know the girl that played Kimberly, I can't remember her name right now, but I mean, she's trying to embrace it a little bit. She's doing all right, but like,
yeah,
she quit embracing it whenever she did I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah,
that was like whenever she quit. Like
really being part of it.
I mean, she was in that TV show that was like On Point or something like that, or when she's a SWAT team sniper.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, yeah. Flashpoint. And I'm not gonna lie, she did like really. I mean, that whole show was incredible.
Didn't it only have one season though?
I think it had like 2 seasons. Okay. Something like that. But no, she did great. And I was like, hey, she's really, I thought from watching that performance, I was like, she's really moved up there. After Power Rangers. So, I mean, if she really hasn't, I mean, she got me fooled. So
I hope so. That was almost 25 years ago when that show came out.
What, Power Rangers?
Yeah, by the time Flashpoint came out.
Yeah. So,
here's one concept I saw on the way over, and I thought it was a genius concept, and I really hope Netflix does this. Do you remember the movie with Tony Shalhoub called 13 Ghosts?
Okay, so I never saw that movie, but I seen a trailer. I saw like a small glimpse of it, and just that gave me nightmares.
Dude, I saw the concept of the Netflix picking up 13 Ghosts and turning it into a TV series to where it did like the first season was a prequel, and every episode emphasized one of the ghosts, and then the next would pick up where the movie was.
So it's essentially kind of like the Scooby-Doo and the 13th Ghost thing that they did years ago, because they did that.
Sort of.
Yeah.
They did
just,
like
go
one
back
episode
and
per
redo it.
Yeah.
So what is
But it's essentially the same concept as that, doing like one episode per ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the premise of 13 Ghosts? So
I
I saw the trailer like 1,000 times.
The premise of it is like Tony Shalhoub is in a depressive state because his wife died in a tragic fire, and then his estranged brother died and left him like all of his fortune, but he has to go like pick it up at his house. Okay. So literally a Scooby-Doo reference, like right there with that movie.
Yep.
But the house is made out of glass, and it has a bunch of like weird runes in all the glass.
Yeah, I saw that in the
Well,
trailer.
what his brother was doing was collecting the ghosts, like specific ghosts from this Necronomicon, to like give him.
I'm sorry, the what?
Like a witch's book.
The Necronomicon.
Yeah, I don't think they use that one though. But anyway, so what the 13th ghost is, what it's saying is like once you collect all of them and get them doing this thing, that you can become immortal.
Okay.
But you have to have the 13th ghost, which was his brother, because it's the only good ghost.
Oh, okay.
To counteract all the bad. So you have to have the good and the bad.
So does his brother die?
Oh yeah, he finds out he's alive and like was hiding in the house, and he was the last door opened. So whenever they're all circled up getting ready to kill his brother's like, F you, and throws him into the machine and kills him.
Kills Tony Shalhoub?
No, his brother.
Okay.
Tony Shalhoub kills his brother with the help of the ghosts, because the ghosts were pissed because they were trapped.
So were the ghosts actually like bad people? Or,
yes. So like one ghost is called the Juggernaut.
Is that the one with the nails all in him?
No, that one is... What is that one?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, the Juggernaut, though, is like the very first ghost you see, and he was an old construction yard worker, and he was super strong working in the construction yard, but he died by getting smashed by the car.
Wow.
So he haunts this construction yard, and they find him, but he's just like ripping all these people apart, and they finally captured him, but his brother faked his death right then and there. But it's really cool. Like, there's one that's called... The Reluctant Baby and the Something Mother, and it's like this little person mom who treated her son like a baby his entire life, and he just never thought he was an adult. So that's one of them. And then there's the Jackal. Like, it's really freaking cool. Like, the backstories are way cooler than the actual premise of the movie, but they could redo the premise of the movie with the backstory.
Like I said, it looks really scary. I saw House on Haunted Hill was set up for season 2. I haven't seen season 1 yet, though.
Nope.
House on the Haunted Hill.
Yeah, it was a Netflix series.
You mean Hill House?
No.
I thought it was.
No, I'm pretty sure it's House on the Haunted Hill or something like.
Because based off of like the book or something like that.
Oh, I thought it was called Hill House. My bad.
But we're thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I heard that was pretty creepy.
Is that the one where it has a ghost in like every episode?
In every scene.
Hidden?
Well, it's every scene. There's a ghost hidden, and you just look for it. Yeah. No,
that's cool.
My buddy Dan Hainsworth. Shout out to Dan Hainsworth, by the way. Look him up. He's an artist and a blogger, and I think he's a critic too. Hey, who's really cool? Look up Dan Hainsworth. Anyways, but he did a review on it. Yeah, he was just like, he didn't know that while he watched it, so he rewatched the series and like found every ghost.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know which one was really cool back in the day, but after I watched it again, I was like, this is so dumb. Remember The Others?
Oh, yeah.
Nicole Kidman movie?
Yeah.
Like, after rewatching it, I was like, this is so stupid. Why did I not see this?
Yeah, no, like it was good at first. I've only seen it once because I knew the second time I'd watch it, I'd be like, not so scary. It was a great premise, though. Like,
oh, yeah, genius.
Like the ending, I was like, no way!
Yeah. But after rewatching it, you're like, oh, this was so obvious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, another movie like that, except it was even stupider, was The Village.
God.
Yeah.
I almost walked out of The Village.
The second you found out.
As soon as she turns and the mentally handicapped person's the one dressed up.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
This
and then it
dumb.
shows a flashback of like, oh, it's fake. We just made these creatures up. I'm like, What the flip, guys?
Yeah.
It had a great cast. Like Sigourney Weaver was in it.
Is it Bill Pullman?
Bill, I think
he
so.
the
Yeah.
dad? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. What's his bucket? Played the mentally ill guy. His name's
Anthony Brody.
Yeah, Anthony Brody. Like other.
He
people
did
too.
another weird horror movie. Do you remember the movie called Splice?
Splice. That sounds really familiar.
So like him and his girlfriend were geneticists, and they created like this humanoid monster female
I'm gonna
version.
Google Splice real quick.
Oh, it's so bad. Like the very end of the movie, like
Oh, hold on. Let me look at it first. See if I'm ever gonna watch it. Like I like horror movies, but like, I'm really picky on my horror movies.
I am too.
So if it seems like something that's like dumb beyond all get out, or if it looks like something that's like it's like beyond being a horror slasher, it's just, hey, how many disturbing images can we put in this movie? Like, I'm like, that's not a horror movie. That's just me looking at like literally something that humans shouldn't be looking at. Like, I'm not
like
gonna
Hostel.
watch that. Yeah, just like, okay, yeah, Splice. That looks really interesting.
Don't watch it.
Okay.
The ending is so terrible.
Well, sure. I mean, it looks creepy.
It's good until the last third of the movie, whenever something happens and then something else happens and then the ending is terrible.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna ruin it, so get ready.
Okay, well, hold on a second. All right, it is Adrian Brody. Well, before you ruin that, Cody hasn't talked in a while.
No, do you all keep going? I don't know what you're talking about, but keep it going.
Well, I mean, what scary movies or horror or Halloween or thriller movies do you like or seen or know of?
I mean, I've seen plenty of horror movies. I mean, were you the one that watched Encounter of the Fourth Kind with me?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Oh, no, dude.
Okay, first of all,
Okay.
stupid, but it did scare me.
That's why I liked it. It's like, ooh.
I've
See
seen
that?
that movie twice. I will never watch it again. It weirds me out.
Did it wear you out the second time?
Yeah.
I couldn't finish it the second time. I was like,
I can't do it, dude.
How do you feel by looking at white owls now?
okay, so no, don't
Story
joke
about that.
because we got done watching it and like
I don't even think we were done. I think we were in the middle of it.
No, we were done.
Were we done with it when they got home?
We did take a quick break to like go to the bathroom and stuff,
Okay.
but we did finish it. And it got to the point where like I literally turned my head at Cody and I put my hand up over my.
Was it whenever the main chick was on
Yeah, it
screen?
was when the main because for some reason the main girl during the interview, like I couldn't look at her, like I thought
Like
she-
the real life
yeah,
one?
the real. I thought she was
Yeah.
the most disturbing person I've ever seen.
I think she had
quote
eating
unquote
disorder.
real life.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. She's messed up, obviously. But no, when she was on the screen for like a minute and like 30 seconds into it, I look at Cody. I put my hand up to my peripherals. I go, "You need to tell me when she's off screen because I cannot keep looking at her.
Yeah.
Like she scares me."
Dude, I couldn't
And,
stand watching that. Remember at the end when it's showing her like actual footage of her like
Yeah.
floating. Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
that freaked me out to where I was like,
it
all right, I'm
It was
done.
kind of creepy, and the concept's kind of creepy. I feel like it's. I don't really feel like it's an actual true story. I feel like.
No, I've
I feel like
looked into
it's
it.
supposed to make you think.
Yeah, most of it wasn't actually true.
Yeah.
But
but
anyways,
still freaks me
yeah.
out.
But we were done watching it. Just in time for Cody's mom, I think his brother, to come home. I don't know what they were doing, and we were like, yeah, the movie was creepy, and I was like, yeah, and it had an owl in it, and his mom goes, well, that's weird because there's an owl like just outside. And I was like, you're lying, and then Justin's like, yeah, no, it's right there, and I glanced at it, and I was like, no, and I immediately just left. I was like, scariest thing ever.
Yeah. No, the first time, obviously, again, was me and you watching it. The second time
in your
I was
basement,
in,
too, of all places.
Second time, I was in Quincy, and a couple of friends were like, hey, come over. We're going to watch a movie. They didn't know what they were going to watch yet. So I was like, sure, why not? I get there, and they're like, oh, we're going to watch Encounter of the Fourth Kind. And I was just like, F.
There's one that creeped me out that's kind of along the same premise of that. Have you ever watched, is it Fire in the Sky?
I don't think
It's
I
based
have.
off that dude who they think is like the only one that's ever been like actually abducted, because he was abducted in Georgia and they freaking found him in Atlanta
Is that the
4 hours later.
Is that the one where like he wakes up and he's like covered in like plastic wrap, and like the aliens are experimenting on him.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I saw that scene, and that alone was like my worst nightmare. Like, talking about it right now is freaking me out. Like, I swear, if anything comes through that door right now, you will bet I'll be hurling everything in this room towards it.
I got a box cutter. I'm good.
Yeah, that's my box cutter. You ever see me move fast? You haven't. You will if anything goes through that door right now.
Dude, the one that freaked me out
Wait, so
the
he
most...
lived at the end of that?
Yeah, he's alive now.
Wait, so what happens at the end?
Like of the true story or the fake story?
Of the fake story?
Movie.
I can't remember the end of the movie.
Oh.
It came out in the 80s, and I watched it in the 90s.
So he got abducted, and then...
They dropped him off in Arizona, apparently. But, like, all of his
Wow.
friends passed the polygraph test. All of them passed everything. And then this dude just showed back up in Arizona.
I mean, there's many
All right, then.
explanations for that.
In an unseemly amount of time, showed back up in Arizona.
I bet you I could show up in Arizona right now. You don't even know.
Okay.
I'm not even here right now, guys. You're not even looking at
I'm running to Arizona. Want to see me do it again?
See, what's going to happen is that you're going to look at this audio again, and you're going to be like, we thought John was there, and his audio isn't picking up. I'm not here,
Oh.
guys. I am... Look, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm a figment of both of your imaginations. Now you guys are asleep in Arizona
Oh.
right now.
Too bad it's not Burning Man.
So I'm telling you to wake up because Starman is outside, and he was a pretty cool character.
Starman?
You guys don't know who Starman is. That's how you know this is your conscience speaking.
Yeah, I don't have a clue who that
You never
is.
watched Starman? Who was in
No.
Starman? It was it was it was a beautiful movie.
I don't even know if I've heard of Starman.
I don't think I have.
It's a hold on. It's a slow movie, but it's a beautiful movie.
Okay.
No, not-
See, you guys got scared of the fourth kind. I had nightmares and night terrors because of the Mothman prophecies.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
haven't
heard that.
seen
I heard
that.
that movie was just messed up.
I guess I can't say I've had nightmares
Jeff
from
Bridges.
it, but
That's who Starman is.
okay.
It's a good movie. It's about an alien.
I kind of figured that with
Yeah.
us being on the alien theme.
Well, how do you... Okay, you know what?
And the name Starman.
I don't like either of you. All right, keep going.
I can't say one that I've seen that gave me nightmares, but I know what if I watched it would be The Grudge. I refuse to watch that movie.
I saw
Honestly-
the trailers, and I was just... I had that trailer scared the crap out of
That
me.
little chick freaks me out, dude.
The creepier
yeah,
one is the
dude.
little boy.
That's what the
I
boy
will tell
scared me.
the movie
The
itself.
whole thing is just no. Like,
I didn't think the
No.
movie itself was scary. I think the trailer was cut really good to be scary. I didn't find The Grudge to be that scary.
I heard the movie, actually wasn't as creepy as the trailer made it look,
Yeah.
but it was still like a scary movie.
I'll never forget that noise, though.
Yeah, no. See, this is why I won't watch it.
Wasn't that Mary Kate Olsen in that?
I thought it was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
No, it was one of the Olsens, I thought.
No idea.
Well, now I
I
gotta
don't
look
know.
that up. Hold on.
Gotta look everything up today.
I don't want to look up The Grudge. It's gonna be scary.
You know, but Japanese horror doesn't translate well to American cinema,
No.
though. Because, like, look at that Jessica Alba one, too. The Eye. That didn't go over well either.
I have no
Oh,
idea what the
yeah.
eye is.
The Eye, it's literally Jessica Alba. She got an eye
Oh, it is Sarah
transplant.
Michelle Gellar. Okay.
And whenever she got the eye transplant, she kept seeing, like, ghosts. But it was, like, because the person who owned the eye got murdered. And
That's.
she was trying to
Okay.
figure out who it was. It was very dumb, and it didn't translate well.
I feel like that concept's a stretch.
It was, but apparently the Japanese version's way better.
Oh, okay.
I've heard the same thing about. I've heard the Japanese version of The Grudge is way freakier than the American version.
Well, guess what? I'm not going to watch that then.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, do you want to know another stupid one that I thought was I watched recently?
Well,
Like,
I got a pretty good stupid horror movie.
what was the one about the suicide forest that happened recently? And I'm not talking about the Logan Paul stupid
Like
thing.
the actual
The
movie.
actual movie.
Tall Man?
No, this was like she went into the forest to look for her sister, but it turns out her sister actually just got lost. She didn't hurt herself or anything. And come to find out, she's the one that got lost and actually committed suicide.
That sounds.
Oh, it's so dumb.
That sounds.
And it's because she kept seeing things.
See, I don't get movies like that. It's like, hey, it's like a girl goes in and looks for her sister in the woods. How can we twist it? Well, what if she's the one that died and her sister's the one looking for it? Like, no dip. Anyone could call that a mile away. We just don't want to because we don't want to be that stupid.
Yeah, and it's like whatever forest is in front of Fuji Mountain is what they're trying to
Kigahara?
Yeah, Kigahara. That's what they're trying to play off.
You hit your microphone with your hand.
I noticed.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so you know what? You know what horror movie I saw last year, and I was so psyched to see it, and then I watched it, and I was like, well, that was a horrible movie.
Clearly, it's not Rubber because we talked about this before we started recording. So I don't know.
Rubber sucks, but is amazing.
Teeth?
No.
That one also in that really
Teeth.
bad
I feel like
movies.
Teeth and Rubber are made by the same people, though.
It's a B-rated horror movie. They're all about the same.
You labeled that a B movie?
Most people
and it's not
do.
Tusks either.
I haven't heard of that one.
Basically, you know,
Was
the
it
lobster.
Thanksgiving?
Is the lobster just like Tusk?
Sort of.
What's his bucket from Dodge? You know the kid from Dodgeball?
Justin Long.
Long. Okay, Justin Long. Justin Long's the main character in Tusk, and it's like picture Human Centipede, but instead of 3 people getting trapped in a crazy dude's house, it's Justin Long. Instead of turning into a centipede, he turns him into a walrus with other like human parts.
Oh,
how did you just say walrus?
I said walrus. Whatever, man.
I think I've seen a picture from Tusk.
I thought that one got critically acclaimed, though, didn't it?
Probably because of how dumb it was.
Yeah, I thought critical acclaim doesn't mean
that's
anything.
True, too. That's true, too. That was a stupid statement on my part.
Here's the thing. Like, you could have incredible acting and incredible this and that in a horrible movie.
Yeah. Dude, I made the mistake of watching Human Centipede, so I understand
We tried to watch that. You, me, and your brother tried to watch that once, and, like, it just wasn't clicking for us.
No.
You know what the sad thing is? There's 3 of them.
It wasn't even... I don't even know if you were Justin and I first kind of went through it because when we first got Netflix, it had popped up for us.
Yeah, it popped up, yeah.
And we just kind of scrolled through it because people talked about how weird and like disturbing it was. And we just kind of like fast forwarded through it and we're like, nothing about this seems that disturbing. Like the concept is disturbing, but I'm like, the movie itself isn't that bad.
Yeah, because we even skipped through because like we literally like took turns with the remote skipping through it.
So you just went to the part where he attached him, didn't you?
Well, I went to that part. I was like, well, maybe this part's the messed up part, and like it wasn't. It's just because it went.
It
dark,
really wasn't that bad.
And then they woke up and they're all together. And I was like, okay. Like,
the concept of it is disgusting.
I'm watching dangling boobs all day, but like, yeah, we kept skimming through it, and it ended stupid how they were just left there.
Yeah.
The worst is the middle part of that, though.
Yeah, the middle person. Yeah.
I mean, again, the concept of it is gross, but the movie itself, I was like, I don't understand the hype behind this. Like, this was kind of bleh.
That was like the thing back in the day, too. Like, everyone was like, Human Centipede, and like, all the kids at school were like, oh, you know,
you also got to think when that came out. That came out like right after Hostel, too. So, like that torture porn era of horror had just taken off.
I've only seen bits and parts of Hostel. Like, I couldn't finish that movie. I was like,
it's so stupid, and then the part 2 is even stupider or more stupid.
And there was like a 3 where like,
is there a 3?
Yeah, there's a part 3 where it's like a secret place in Vegas, and these rich people bid on how a person gets tortured. And there's like a giant showcase. And
what's the difference between the first one and the second one?
The first one, they pay to torture the person. And the third one, they get pleasure from watching the person get tortured.
Okay.
So they're just bidding. They're like, they're like, here's different ways to torture and kill the person. And it's like, if you want like lethal injection, you know, bid this much money. If you want this, bid this much money.
Oh, that sounds stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
His other one was stupid too. Green Inferno.
And what is
that looked creepy.
What's the bad movie that you watched?
The stupid movie that's like apparently like again like amazing to everybody, and I was like, this is dumb. Is American Psycho with Christian Bale?
I haven't watched it.
I like that one.
Okay, so here's what this movie was to me. It was a porno with Christian Bale with just body parts and blood in it. That's all it really was. Like,
okay,
all it was just like the lamest porno ever. It literally was. If you like Christian Bale nailing 2 prostitutes and blood, perfect movie for you. If you think Christian Bale is hotter than Jared Leto, perfect movie for you. If you like stupid twists at the end that make no sense, perfect movie for you. So,
okay. Can't say anything. I haven't watched American Psycho.
It's been a hot minute, but I didn't find anything bad with it, honestly.
I mean, like to me, it wasn't really a horror movie. It was just.
I don't deem American Psycho as a horror. I actually say it's a thriller.
It's deemed as
it's like a psychological thriller, more than a horror.
I wouldn't say it's a thriller. I think it is the fine line between horror and thriller, because there were some scenes like when he's chasing the prostitute through the hallway naked with the chainsaw. Like that was like, or like when he opens up the when she's trying to get away from him, opens up the closet and there's just the hanging dead people there.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff like that, and like the head in the refrigerator, like stuff like that deems it as a horror, but also like, yeah, it's a thriller. But like all the like porn stuff and all in between there, and I'm like, because the narration was fine, and like all the backstories about him being like basically a depressed inner psycho like businessman was cool. But I think everything else to execute that concept was just gone.
Dude, what was the twist? Because in my head, I'm thinking none of that happened.
No, the twist was everything we just saw didn't happen.
That's what I thought.
It was all in his head.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I thought.
Like it was
like, but none of that happened.
Yeah, it was everything he wanted to do, but didn't. It was basically.
Isn't that the same twist as Fight Club, basically?
Well,
no. Fight Club is completely different.
Fight Club actually happened. The only thing that wasn't real was
he had a split personality, and in American Psycho, he was just crazy but didn't act on it.
Like the concept of American Psycho is pretty legit, because it does really dig into the actual human mind, where it's like we do have those psycho thoughts once in a while.
Yeah.
Or just thoughts about this and that. Like it's like, oh man, I really just want to beat up my boss right now. Like, excuse me, like I'm really mad at him. Well, like in American Psycho, it was basically Christian Bale doing that, but at the end he realized it was everything he was imagining he wanted to do. So it's like, yeah, he's a psycho, but like he will never do anything about it because he's like everyone else and just lives this cookie cutter life of being a businessman. And
all right,
and like it also shows that like he's depressed with it, he's done with it. Like he breaks up with his fiance at the end, and she's like, "You're lying," and he's like,
"But that's the thing, though, because like at the end of the movie, he's like taking that step towards actually doing it, though."
Yeah, I guess.
Once he like disassociates himself from everyone, it's like, oh, this actually could happen.
Yeah, it's like, is he going to or is he not?
Yeah.
But again, I don't know, because we became the realization they never killed Jared Leto's character. And his
Dude,
lawyer.
I forgot that was him until you said
that. I know, right? That was Jared, yeah. But yeah, because he kills him pretty fast.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Cool with the axe. I was like, geez.
It was great.
Well, like his acting reminded me of like a Jim Carrey type of acting during that scene.
I almost feel like he had to encompass that, because it was almost like he had to be over the top to show you how crazy he could be.
It's crazy, but
But speaking of that like scene, you reminded me of The Shining, and I can't wait to see The Dream Doctor.
Oh yeah,
that looks so
with
good.
Ewan McGregor.
Yes.
Oh my god.
They couldn't pick a better dude to play the kid from The Shining.
And The Shining was a beautiful movie. Beautiful as in like the writing, storyline.
Did you know Stephen King hated it?
The movie?
He hated the movie and the TV show.
Yes, I did know that. I did. Well, like, I never read the book, but if you actually talk to people that have read the book and seen the movie, they say how, like, the movie just completely ruined the book. Like, there's, like, 2 scenes in there that are pretty much spot on to the book, and it's the scene when he goes inside, was it, like, 341?
Yeah.
Or room. Okay, he goes inside the room he's not supposed to, and the scene of when he's at the bar.
Talking to the barkeep.
Yeah, they said that those 2 scenes are pretty good, but like everything else was just
didn't they leave out like the whole part about like the magic of The Shining, like the backstory of like why this
kind of
because like they just left it to the side character,
Yeah,
black
kind
guy,
of,
I can't think of his name.
Describing it,
Just saying like, oh yeah, you have the Shining. You're telepathic.
Yeah, and then like on top of that, like one thing I know my mom was mad at because she read The Shining. The Shining was the first book to give my mom nightmares, so she was really excited when the movie came out to see how they translated that. She was like, the scene that she said she hated the most was when, what was his name, Billy, the little kid, was going through the maze. Apparently in the book the maze came to life, and
that would make sense.
All the animals did. And the animals, they couldn't move, but the animals kept trying to grab him while he was running through trying to escape Jack Nicholson's character.
Okay, that makes sense.
But like in the movie, it was just him running through a maze.
They ran out of money.
Yeah, which I'm like, well, like people understand, like back when The Shining was first made, like something like that would have been hard to do back in the day.
Oh yeah, there's no CGI. Well, the CGI at the time wouldn't have been.
Yeah, and like the animatronics and that would have been hard. But I feel like if they, I never read the sequel. I don't know much about it, but if they ever go back to the place, I hope that they would incorporate stuff like that into the sequel.
Yeah, but Stephen King's only good movie that came out recently has been It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2.
I need to see Chapter 2 still. Is that good? Did you guys see that? Cody, did you see that?
I haven't seen Chapter 1.
Chapter 1 was amazing.
Well, let's watch Chapter 1.
Okay. When?
We'll do it right now.
No.
Why not?
I have work in the morning.
I have work in the morning too.
Exactly, and that's like a 2.5 hour movie.
But you're going to, trust me, you will stay awake through this movie.
No, he won't.
Do you know who I am?
Just turn it on. It goes to sleep. I'm like, how do you do that? I got your futon here. You can go to sleep.
You're not wrong.
I don't know. What's been like the recent good horror movie you've seen? We talked about a lot of
what
bad
ones.
It.
What time is it at right now? No, not the
we're
time
about
time.
38 minutes in.
Okay, I'll talk about that. A good modern horror movie that I've seen besides It was Insidious Part 1.
But you
dogged
Hawke? On The Conjuring.
Is that Ethan Hawke, right? Insidious?
No, Conjuring sucked. It was nothing like
Which
Insidious.
one's Insidious?
Insidious
is that Ethan Hawke or is that?
Yeah, I think so. Insidious is the one where it's like, oh shoot. Insidious is the one that's like, oh, your house isn't haunted, it's your son.
That's not Ethan Hawke. That's Patrick Wilson.
There you go. Yeah, and so that was a good thing because like if you actually just like House on a Haunted Hill, if you look in the background and actually look into like certain things during Insidious, you catch some pretty scary and freaky things you wouldn't originally have caught during watching it. And like I've tried to watch Annabelle when it first came out. I tried to watch The Conjuring, and like those two movies just seemed like movies they were just making to make to me, whereas Insidious was like a legit like new concept incorporating they weren't even really demons. They were just I don't know what to call it. Just dark entities that was haunting a kid and not a house. So like it was kind of creepy. And what really caught me on it was that not only did you have to like really look and observe the environment, but it was a classic horror movie to where they didn't show everything. It had your mind play out what was going on. So like the kid was like looking at something in the dark and you could kind of see it, but like in your mind you're like, what is he looking at? What is looking at him? Or when they go try to get the kid and the door shuts and you hear ruffles for like 20 seconds and then the door opens and the kid's gone and there's just like blood everywhere. Like in your mind, it's scarier because in your mind you're thinking, what the flip just happened? And you're picturing what might be happening. And to me, that's scarier than actually watching.
See, mine would have to be A Quiet Place. And I don't even know if that's deemed horror.
It is deemed horror, and it was a great movie.
That's like my most recent one that I really love.
Well, can I change my answer now?
I guess.
A Quiet Place. No, City is still deep, but Quiet Place is probably second.
Dude, they just wrapped up the second one.
I saw that! I was like, what?
I'm really interested to see how they do this, but John Krasinski stayed, so I was like, he must have had a plan.
Yeah, no, he had a plan. What I love more about A Quiet Place is watching John Krasinski's bonus features and background stuff of him actually telling the story of these creatures and how they are aliens and the backstory of their planet and their armor could withstand tank armor or tank
bullets.
bullet or shots,
yeah,
a freaking tank, and like, because I was like, to me that was more interesting, because like that's why I like Ridley Scott lately, like with Alien Covenant and The Martian and Prometheus, where like you had to do research about the backstory about everything, and you got to know more that way than just watching a 2-hour movie. So when I heard, hey, you gotta research John Krasinski and he'll give you more information, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So,
see, I liked not knowing.
it was good.
I liked
yeah,
not
it was
knowing
good not knowing too. But like, I'm the type of guy that likes to explore and like see if there's either a deeper meaning or B a greater concept of the movie that I didn't see. So, all right, Cody, your turn.
Dude, I haven't watched a newer horror movie in so long.
We'll say within the last 10 years.
Dude,
I don't even think Insidious Part 1 is in the last 10 years.
yeah, it is, because I was in college when that came out. But I didn't see Insidious.
I saw Insidious in the flippin' dark in your basement again.
When did you watch it in my basement?
It was me.
Because I wasn't there.
I could have sworn you were there, but it could have been Justin.
No, I haven't seen Insidious. If
Adam.
Justin was there, I know he left because his college roommates forced him to watch it. And he said,
So
F you guys.
So it was me, my ex. I think Adam was there because there was
That
someone
wouldn't
else
surprise
there,
me.
and your brother. And I got there last. All three of them were already hanging out, and I think I was like closing at work or something. So I show up like 2 hours late.
Mm-hmm.
And I get there, and my ex goes, "Hey, we're watching Insidious." And I was like, "That stupid movie with Leonardo. Like, I don't want to watch that." And they go, "No, that's Inception." I'm like, "Well, what's Insidious?" And Justin and Adam were like, "You're screwed. Turn off the lights." Went into the pool table room at your place. Turned on that light.
Yep.
And my ex was like, "Here, sit on the couch. We're watching this together," because they all already seen it. And I'm like, what is this? And I'm watching it. And I'm like, no one told me it was a scary movie.
Yeah. No. Justin only saw it against his will. He absolutely despises horror movies. He hates them.
He told me that when he went to go to the bathroom, and he was just like, by the way, like I was forced to watch this. And I was like, well, like what you're doing to me right now? Because this is mean. So,
they didn't make you sit there.
yeah, they did.
Could have gotten up.
Look, if I left, I would have been a pansy. And Mama didn't raise no pansy.
All right.
So, okay. So
Horror movie.
Anyways,
Go.
horror movie.
Scary
Movie. Scary TV show. Your mom's feet. Like,
honestly don't have anything. It's been so long since I like horror movies, but I haven't, other than watching Encounter of the Fourth Kind for a second time. I haven't really watched that many.
Did you like that movie though?
I mean, it freaks me out. I don't know if I'd say I like it.
I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it can freak you out, but you still don't like it. Like Mama sucked.
What?
You watched that?
Yeah, it was good until the end.
Oh,
and it was like
reminds me of another one.
It was like, oh, she's a good guy.
Well, would you say?
Oh, I'm thinking of the other one. Ma.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't even know that was out. Apparently, that was supposed to be like a big deal.
Ma with Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, apparently that was supposed to be a big deal. Like,
I don't think we even got that at Fulton.
I thought it flopped.
Everyone's advertising it, and then like all of a sudden, like I just saw it on YouTube. It was like, pay now to own it, and I'm like, that already came out.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well,
I don't know. I guess
he saw Us.
Yeah.
We did see Us.
That movie sucked.
I guess that would be the best one I've seen recently. I liked it, but
so many questions.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions, but I thought it was a good movie. I saw the twist coming.
Oh yeah, that was.
Oh, did you see that coming?
Oh yeah, I told Alex like at one point in it, after I saw it super early, after she killed one of the twins, is when I figured it out.
Well, how'd you figure out then?
She had the grunt going. She killed one of the twins, and she had the same grunt that the doppelgangers
like the white
had.
Twins.
Yeah. She started getting that like animalistic grunt, and I was like, I already know what's coming.
Okay.
But I still thought it was a good movie. I was like, the way they went about it, it was well done.
Yes, and the concept was kind of weird.
They had a lot of the symmetry stuff in there, which went well together.
I guess Get Out would be another good one. Did you not watch that one?
I haven't watched Get Out.
That one was a good one.
I haven't seen that yet. Although I heard about the weird twist, and I was like, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of...
Oh, wait, no, not Get Out. I'm thinking of...
There is a weird twist in Get Out.
There is a weird twist in Get Out. I haven't seen that yet. I was thinking of Don't Breathe. Sorry. I get Don't Breathe and Get Out.
Is that the Stephen Lang one?
With the blind guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haven't heard of that one.
Don't want.
They like break into his house to steal crap, but
To
he's
steal,
like
apparently has like millions of dollars underneath his floorboards.
Apparently, but like he's a badass.
He's like a super sonic hearing human dude because he's blind and
he's Daredevil.
Yeah, basically, he's just an evil Daredevil, an evil old sick.
Is he evil though?
He's evil.
They did break into his house.
Yeah, but remember what he did when he captured the girl?
I don't remember.
I'll tell you later. It's like stupid and messed up and gross and sick and.
No, dude. A lot of the new horror movies I've wanted to see, and I just haven't.
Yeah, we did want to see Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
We still can.
But we can still.
Where's it at?
Fulton still has Scary Stories. Past Thursday, I won't guarantee it, but up till Thursday, we have Scary Stories because in the Fulton market, we have it's just been hanging on because we'll get a bunch of kids in that are like, oh, I want to see it. And we'll be like, no, you can't watch it. You're not old enough. And they're like, okay, we'll just go watch Scary Stories. So every now and then we'll get like 20 people in to see Scary Stories.
I might, if it's still up Friday, I might have to go do that on Friday.
No, we have another movie to see on Friday.
What's coming out on Friday?
Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's coming out. That's another, I guess, Halloween-ish movie.
I guess.
I can't believe they came out with a PSA for it today that you were reading to me. That blew my mind. Yeah.
So, I don't know if it was through the movie. I think it might have been just like a fan-made one, like telling, kind of like with the Deadpool one when that first came out. Like a bunch of people made fan PSAs and were like, hey, don't bring little kids to this for da-da-da-da-da-da reasons.
Rated R. I assume you shouldn't bring a little kid to this.
You know how many little kids I saw in Deadpool?
How many little kids I sold tickets to for it?
I assume a lot. We're getting a long time.
But no, Joker comes out soon. Actually, well, yeah, Friday from recording this. So I guess for those of you, if you see it after this comes out, or I guess before it comes out, when this does come out, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I might have this come out sooner than the rest just because it's Halloween stuff. This is kind of a discussion. We're just talking about Halloween and horror stuff.
Yeah. Dude, we'll have to talk about ghosts next time.
Well, before we quit, there's one movie I did want to bring up. Alex and I talked about it a little bit. It falls kind of under Halloween stuff. It's not actually a Halloween or horror movie, but it deals with a vampire. I don't know if you've seen, John.
Twilight?
No.
Oh, well.
A better vampire.
I don't know if you've seen anything about it, but they're making a Morbius movie. Sony is.
Who's Morbius again?
Morbius the living vampire. He's a Spider-Man villain / anti-hero.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember.
He has like little suction cups.
Yeah.
On his fingers.
Yeah. They're making a Morbius movie, and so far we've got at least 5 people casting it already. We've got Leto as Morbius, which I think is phenomenal. I think this will be a role that will be great for him.
Yeah.
We've got Matt Smith in there, who, if you've watched Doctor Who, you probably already know who he is. I haven't watched Doctor Who, so I don't really know who Matt Smith is.
Did you watch Terminator Genisys?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, okay. He's in that
I've
too.
seen like part of one of the Terminators, and I don't even know which one that was. Yes, we know. I know. We've discussed how bad I am at watching movies.
Just keep talking.
And the third biggest one in there is Tyrese Gibson.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's in it as well. I don't know. We don't have an actual official trailer for Morbius yet. All I know is it's being released in July of 2020.
Who's Tyrese Gibson playing?
No idea, dude. I'd have to do more research.
Tyrese Gibson. I was like,
no, because there's no girls casted in that yet.
Yeah, there is. They've got the main chick cast. I just don't know who she is.
Okay.
Andrea
Is it Andrea or Andrea?
It's not either. It's Audria. I looked at that wrong.
Is it Audria
Arjona? Something like that? I don't know. She's playing Martine Bancroft.
Oh, that's his
I don't
first.
know much about his character for me to really...
Well, it says Tyrese is just rumored. They haven't officially confirmed him yet.
Well, the only thing is that, like, he was a scientist that competed against Peter Parker. He messed up his experiment, got bit by a vampire bat, and became Morbius the Living Vampire.
And you said he has like suction cup hands.
Yeah, that's how he steals life force. It's not even blood.
Is it kind of like the salt vampire from Star Trek?
Sort of.
I'm glad you know what I'm talking about, right?
Dude, let's put it this way: this is how bad Morbius is. In one comic,
Cody's got a picture, so keep talking. I'll look at it.
I'm pretty sure this is just a concept picture. But there is a picture out there you can look at, and it looks pretty awesome.
That looks scary.
That does look pretty
good.
It
looks so cool.
Morbius.
And Leto looks so great for that part.
Let's put it this way. In one comic book of Morbius of Spider-Man, there is literally one page where Morbius shows up and tries to save these people on this boat before Spider-Man gets there. He screws up, gets knocked into the water, and is immediately killed by a shark.
That is awesome. I hope that's how the movie ends. It's just like ate by a shark and then credits. So you're just like, what was that? Yeah. Speaking of creepy things, guess what is in this box?
Is it a head?
That's a pretty flat head. No.
Oh, you picked up that and asked what's in it.
I'm
the
like,
box.
This box. That's a lens cover.
For what?
The other thing he picked up.
Focus on the box now.
What's in the box? I feel like Brad Pitt and Seven right here.
Oh my gosh. Look at the thing. Look who it's from.
Diego Navarro.
No, it's not them.
No, that's
Navarro. It says Diego Navarro.
Navarro is his last name.
Dave Navarro?
It's not Dave Navarro.
No, it clearly says Diego.
Okay, I can't see
Navarro. Underneath it, read that.
Nuclear Blast.
Yeah, Nuclear Blast Records.
I'm guessing Alex probably has no idea who this is.
I have no idea.
Put it on the group chat. That is the vinyl of the new Wednesday 13 album.
I knew what you were talking about. I was playing stupid to try to let it.
Oh, sure you were. Sure you were. Yeah.
Whatever.
Necrophase is the album cover. Is the album name, and the character on the front of the cover. It's really cool. It's like I'll show you guys when I do the reveal. It's like a comic book cover.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
And it's Cody. See if you can look it up real quick.
What is it?
Wednesday 13 Necrophase. And
it sounds something dirty.
It's supposed.
Necrophase.
It's supposed to. It's like creepy and stuff. The Necrophase. He's a character, and you'll see the character here. It's essentially Wednesday 13, but the character is Necrophase, and he decomposition is his addiction. Alice Cooper's in it. A lot of people are in it. We're going to be doing a review for it.
Alice Cooper. Never heard of Alice Cooper. Is Wednesday 13 gonna?
Yes,
show us a new artist.
Wednesday 13 is going to show this new artist. I hear he's amazing. But yeah, that's what the cover looks like.
Cool.
Yeah, and the vinyl is green with purple blast on it, so it's like slimy looking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So.
Never mind. You already went away from
that. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, that's what it looks like. So we're gonna be doing. I'll do a review on that, of course, like I did with Navarro, and I'll do a review. But yeah, that's what's in here. Creepy stuff. Maybe we'll talk about creepy artists or actors next time.
Oh, you got a list of those.
All right.
One more quick movie coming out this Halloween is The Addams Family comes out next week.
What time? I have to edit this crap, so I'm not going to talk about that right now, but we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But hey, it's October, guys. October. What we'll call this? October discussions, Halloween discussions, creepy discussions,
spoopy discussions.
What is spoopy?
It's just a dumb way of saying spooky.
Because like everywhere you keep putting down spoopy, and I'm like, does he mean to write spooky? But I'm like,
it almost sounds like you took a bad poop.
Yeah, it sounds like
I took a spoopy, and
it's
terrible.
Literally a mix between Scooby and Poopy.
Well, his favorite Halloween movies are Scooby Doo.
It's a Spoopy Doo. It's a Scooby-Doo spoopy movie.
Spoopy is a word that describes something that is scary and funny at the same time.
Nothing about what we talked about today was spoopy.
We did mention rubber and teeth.
Okay, so like
and other bad movies.
Okay, we gotta stop this. This is JC Radio. Look us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spreaker, and YouTube. Spreaker.com if you want to get your podcast. We're also on Spotify. We even have an email. Email us, look us up, send us comments, questions, concerns. We got a lot of stuff coming up. So anything else?
I got nothing else today.
All right, Alex, say bye.
Peace.